Hey YouTube, how you guys doing today? Hopefully fine. Well, just monitoring the system and watching the power get made. We were just at about 6,200 watts, 6.2 kilowatts. Not bad. Had some cloud cover has now ruined that for me, and we're now back to 2577. I'm going to see if the sun comes back out before this video is complete. And another issue that unfortunately Growatt hasn't addressed yet is this delay from real time in updating this information. It's more on a 4 to 5 minute delay, it seems. So every 5 minutes, it seems like it updates the remote server, which is annoying as hell because you can make changes and you don't even know when they're going to take place. You can change the output setting if you want to just have the grid start powering the loads for a while, and you have to wait 5 minutes at least just to see if the change took, if it's set. They really need to work on this. I've been emailing their support, and it's China, so you can only imagine what kind of response you get. Anyway, it looks a little brighter out. Yeah, okay, just updated to almost 5,000 watts. That's not bad. The current load that my house is running on currently is 1.8 kilowatts, and the rest goes into the batteries. Battery voltage right now 52.9. I'm bringing in 92 amps combined between the two PV strings, and I don't know why they don't break the amps up separately. I guess it's just the way their process works. But other than that, I haven't been able to put my new battery bank in place yet. I'm waiting on bus bars to come in, and I'm short a couple of bus bars. I don't want to just use wire. I want to keep those cells balanced out, and amperage being able to pass through each one exactly the same. So I'll wait until they get here. I express mailed them from China. I'm waiting to get them, hopefully by the end of this week, and then I can put that I think it's almost 31 kilowatt hours of storage in place. And then right behind that, I have another 16 coming, 16 kilowatt hours of the newest cells that they have. They're not the Eve cells. They are now the same ones that, from what I understand, Tesla is involved with. So I think they're CATL. And although they cost a little bit more, I'm interested in seeing the performance out of those too. So I'll have a report on those once I get them. And I'm still waiting for another update. And it still keeps you waiting, like I said. The most annoying part about this Growatt setup, and from what I understand, it's all of their Growatts that use that Wi-Fi dongle. They all report to the US Growatt server and then update every 5 minutes. There is a way that you can do local provisioning, from what I understand, by using the Growatt Shine app on your phone. But if you use one, you can't use the other. So you put the Wi-Fi dongle in almost like a hotspot mode, and you have to be on that hotspot or in range of it for it to talk to the app. So that doesn't even work for you, because if you're not directly in Wi-Fi range of that little dongle, which isn't great to begin with, then you don't have the access from anywhere you are to see what's going on. So that in itself is a bad design. I mentioned to them at support that if they're going to set something up like that, what they should do is have it work as other Wi-Fi devices or utilities in your house work. Let's say if you get a mini split, and you have Wi-Fi to it, what it does is it kind of enjoins your current Wi-Fi network. And then from that point, anywhere that you could access your network from, you can access that device. They will not allow that to work. At least what they told me, in support. That's not something they're looking to do. So that means that you're stuck with this web portal and that 5 minute delay, which, you know, obviously, if you're anxious to see if this thing is back up to 6 kilowatts or close to it, 7 kilowatts, which is the max, and you want to see that, and you can't until, obviously the 5 minute update period takes place. Yeah, well, enough of me griping. It still hasn't shown. I was trying to give one more update before I close this video out. Is there anything else I can say? Let's see. Well, I guess I haven't seen a full day since all the panels have been in place for this new setup. But if all holds well, I should be getting somewhere in the order of, close to 7,000 watts per hour, once solar noon basically arrives. You can see the steady progress as it's going up, and you can see how the peaks and valleys work. That was 550, 500 there, up and up and up at 62, 66 right there. That was 11:35 this morning. So from 11:35, or let's say 11 o'clock through like 3 o'clock, almost 4 o'clock, I'm making that type of power, through all those hours, which is, really, really good. And, if you can get that consistently every day, then it will go a long way to keeping those battery banks full, up at the 58 volt range. And once I integrate the additional 30 plus kilowatt hours in there and get those full, after solar production for the day is done, you should be able to live off of the storage of the, almost 60 kilowatt hours of batteries that, should be able to get you through the, let's say, 13 hours that you'll need from, say, 6 o'clock p.m. to, say, 7 o'clock the next day. And that's when sun production begins again. You really want to try to compensate up until 8 a.m. because, you're going to be really close to the edge come about 7 o'clock, and close to switching back over to grid voltage. I have my system set up to automatically, switch back at 48 volts and then charge, well, not really charge, but just hold the system on grid power until the sun comes up, obviously, and starts charging the batteries and brings them back to 50. At 50 volts, it switches back over the battery and then just relies on the sun to charge the batteries. I don't want to use any utility power to do that. It just seems to be a waste of kilowatt hours if you're going to get the sun every day. So anyway, that's an update. And I figured I'd show you guys what this system looks like for those who have not seen it yet. This is the Growatt 12 kilowatt unit. It's a monster, I'm telling you. It has never gone offline. This thing has never gone into any kind of alert. It just pulls any load that you stick into it. And I've had situations where I've had this thing go to 13 kilowatt hours or 13 kilowatts at one time when a bunch of stuff just kind of turned on all at once. Well pumps, everything. I mean, it was just like, one of those nexus points, and it handled that for the period of time that well pump ran, for the 7 or 8, maybe 9 seconds that it runs, and it took care of it. It handled the load, and it didn't even blink. So I highly recommend these things when it comes down to raw inverter performance. When it comes to logistical things like these technical, oddities that take place, look, you kind of have to grin and bear it, and know it's going to do what it's going to do. You just won't have real-time information unless you're standing in front of it, and mine happens to be in one of the outbuildings, so I won't ever be standing in front of it. In the future, maybe they improve it, hopefully. But as of right now, this is what you get. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you soon, and like, share the video if it's something that interests you and you think someone else might enjoy. Thanks so much.